What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another Alliance War video of Season 28. This is War number 4 today, and Poseidon is going up against RRH-2, and this is a pretty fair matchup on paper. They're a good squad. They finished Platinum 2 last season. They have an Alliance Prestige of a little over 12,300, so a pretty good matchup on paper, much more accurate than the last one we had. This is a pretty good matchmaking here, I feel like, so let's get into it. Let's check out our attack team today. It's going to be one of our favorites, Mole God, who is just so good. We're going to bring in Falcon in as well. And we're going to stick with Human Torch as our third attacker today. And there's just something about War number 4 in every season. I don't know what it is. This pretty routinely seems to be the war that I have my first major screw up in. Last season was my first death, and it came from War number 4, so we're hoping to avoid that today. We're going to go Path 4 in Section 1, Morning Star, Void, pretty standard fights there. And then we're going to take the Dr. Doom in the middle, which is one of my favorite fights. I love using Human Torch there. Very easy fight with Mr. Fantastic pre-fight debuffs. And then we're going to go to Path 9 in Section 2, which is really new for me. I have not taken Path 9 in years, so that'll be interesting. And then once we get to the boss island, we do not have any fights today, so we are going to go ahead and leave those fights for better players than myself. But we've got 5 fights today, which is plenty for me, so let's go ahead and hop into it. We're going to jump onto our path here, and there was a lot on the line for this war because we're coming in with a pretty good record at 2-1. There's a big difference between 3-1 and 2-2, so we really wanted to win this war. Check out the boost we've got going on here. We're going to use Human Torch against this Morning Star, who is a 6-star at rank 2. And it's a steady build-up Fury running on fumes, heal block node. So basically nothing that I have to worry about here. We're just going to nuke her down. They have the WoW, their down node as well, which I believe is new. But again, it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. I'm not really concerned by these nodes at all. Human Torch should just melt this fight so fast. We're not using the pre-fight, I don't think we need it, but you can see what the nodes do. It gives her that fury that she's got there, so she's hitting harder through the block for sure, and she gets another one right there. But even with those furies, I still feel pretty confident in this fight. We're just going to bait special ones all day long, super easy to evade. Medium, light, mediums, try to keep our temperature and our smolders as high as we can. We are in the Nova form here, so we're getting that extra damage from the Nova Flames. We get to the special 2 and throw it off. That's going to do it. 28 hits. We take a few percentage points from our health due to blocked hits, but really nothing too complicated there. Morning Star is a pretty easy defender. I don't think she's really complicated anywhere, even if you don't use Human Torch. So we get the full attack bonus, and we continue to move on. So far, so good. 1 down, 4 fights to go. So we're going to go ahead and move our way up to the Void here, and again, pretty common placement for Void. I think you'll see him here a lot in wars. It just seems to be the most logical place for him, I think. He's a 6-star at rank 3. He's a little beefy. He's only Sig level 20 though, which doesn't really matter for defense. But he's on the steady build-up Fury, long distance relationship, heal block debuff, and insult to injury. So these nodes are just built for Void, basically. The more debuffs you have, the more damage he's going to be doing, and you're going to be gaining those debuffs through a variety of ways. But because Moleman has this awesome ability to purify debuffs while we are not in the frenzy state, we're just going to get these debuffs, and we're going to convert them to Furies, because we're going to shrug them off immediately. So you can see every time we get a debuff, we literally just convert it and get rid of it. So he's not dealing any damage to us by having the debuffs on us. And because we have no debuffs on us, the insult to injury node is not really going to kick in. It will not decrease our defensive ability accuracy. And just like that, before I even describe what's happening in the fight, 30 seconds, he drops down, full attack bonus. We didn't even go into Frenzy with Moleman. If we had gone into Frenzy and gotten the guaranteed crits, that fight would have ended like 10 seconds sooner probably. So such an easy fight with Moleman, but we wanted to stay out of the Frenzy to convert every debuff. So great mechanic he has there. And that's going to take us to this Dr. Doom fight, which is pretty cool. This fight I have gotten down in my sleep. It's on the Power Snack backup recovery node. But we have the Mr. Fantastic pre-fight debuffs applied. You can see those diamonds. We're also going to apply our pre-fight as well, so we have the Flame on, Nova Flame pre-fight for this fight as well. And of course he's a 6-star rank 3, but we've got the Petrification Ray, Suppression Field. Those pre-fight debuffs are just going to decrease his combat power gain rate and decrease any power he gains through backup recovery. And all we have to do is knock him down a few times in the fight to refresh those debuffs. And we also have the White Magneto Guidance pre-fight as well, so we're getting that passive stun, which allows us to get a medium attack in and a heavy attack, which is great. I was a little concerned about the parries in this fight. You can see I'm kind of playing a little skittish here. And the pre-fights almost fall off here. Fortunately, I knocked him down just in the nick of time to keep the pre-fights on him. I also did not remove dexterity for this fight, which I know my alliance leader will condemn me for. That's how I ate a special 3 here a few seasons ago, because I kept the dexterity mastery active. I still have it on here, but because of these debuffs, he's just gaining like no power. This whole fight, he threw 2 special ones. We just blocked them because of the debuffs that we had, and like the fight ends like that. I mean, it just goes by so quick. We get the full attack bonus, and it only took 27 hits, and that's just stupid fast. So there's 3 fights down, only 2 to go, and we're still feeling really good in war number 4 of the season. So very good stuff so far. Feeling very confident. But we're going to go to Path 9, and this is so new for me. I just have not taken these nodes in forever. There's a thing on here. He's a 6-star rank 3. This is the only reason we brought Falcon. So it's the Window of Opportunity stun node, which basically means you just have to play this thing stun immune. Because if you parry stun him, it's going to reflect back on you, and you'll get stunned while that timer is on. So if we do parry, we have to make sure the timer is off, but I lost complete track of that timer throughout this fight. I never once looked at that icon. I should have, because really early on, we're getting backed up. We are on our side of the map. We're up against the wall already, and we're only like 20 seconds into this fight, which for me, that is a problem. The plus side is he's going down relatively quickly here. We got a lot of hits in during our locked on phase, which was great. He's down to 50% health. But to avoid being backed into the corner, I'm trying to hit him here to get some space. And he's just not cooperating. And I can't lock on now because I'm in the corner. And if I try holding block in the corner, he's just going to heavy attack me and knock me out. So right here, we get really lucky. I push him to 15 rock stacks and a bar of power. But then we eat the special 1, we panic, throw the special 2. We're not locked on, so we're not dealing any damage here. And we're also building the rock stacks. But we do get out of the corner. I felt really good. And then we parry stun, and it gets reflected. So a lot of mistakes in that fight. Very poor gameplay by me. I don't think the game had a lot to do with it. I felt my dex on the special was timed correctly, maybe. I know there's a kind of a bug with the dexterity, but ultimately I think that was my fault. So we're just going to go in with Moleman here, and we're going to try to finish the fight off, because we don't need Moleman for another fight this war. And yeah, honestly, I should have used Moleman the first time. I'm just not a fan of Falcon. You can see with Moleman already that we are on his side of the map, and I'm winning the spacing battle here, and that's where I feel comfortable, is when I can win the spacing battle. I know I'm in control of the fight. Because we're applying bleeds, or attempting to apply bleeds, we're keeping the rock stacks fairly in check. So he's at like 10 right now, but again, it's no big deal. We're not going to even go into the frenzy, which we could have at some point, because we could have stunned him when the timer was off, which again I should have paid attention to the first time, and I didn't. But the Moleman finish felt super clean, super confident, super in control. So I like Moleman. I think I'm just not a fan of Falcon's playstyle, and it just kind of threw me off. But ultimately, my own fault. And that results in our first death of the season in war number 4 yet again. But we're going to try to get back on track and finish strong with the Dragon Man here. Similar node, Window of Opportunity stun. So we just don't want to stun him. We're going to play the whole thing stun immune again. We're not going to heal Torch up. I didn't think it was totally necessary. So we're just going to go in with the health we have. We obviously do not have our Nova Flame pre-fight, but that's fine. we're just going to bait out specials here. I did throw on an invulnerability boost, so if he gets to the special 3, no problem, we can eat it. I'm not too worried, but I find baiting Dragon Man specials to be fairly simple, and we are losing the spacing battle. I'm a little further behind on my side of the map than I would prefer at this point, but ultimately I still feel pretty good about it. We are getting free healing from that debuff he applies to us. We haven't accidentally parry stunned him yet, which is a good thing. And he's melted away pretty quick here. He's throwing specials very liberally. Even though we're in our corner, still feel really good. Just going to dodge that last hit of that special one, and then we go in and we finish him off. So no pre-fight, no problem. Window of opportunity stun, no problem. We were able to avoid that. So we get the full attack bonus, and we finish strong. But that one death still really hurts. That's never fun to die in war. So we'll show you the battle group comparison. Our defense did not do so well. We only got 1 kill, which is a lot of credit to our opponents. Only dying 1 time in a battle group is very impressive. We died 4, so obviously I was 25% of that with my 1 death. Not great. The battle group as a whole performed okay. I think 4 deaths is fine. It's not stupendous. It's not fantastic. It's not terrible either. So 4 deaths is 4 deaths. But the overall result was not very positive, and we did end up losing this war. Not terribly poorly, only a difference of 6 defender kills. We died 17 times, they died 11. Last season, our average was much closer to 11. This would have been a much more competitive war last season. This season, our average death count is pretty high. I'm not sure what's going on, but we definitely have a much higher death count now than we did last season, so a little bit of regression. As a whole alliance is what it feels like a little bit. Could just be rust from the long off season still, I don't know. But either way, tough loss there. That puts us at 2-2 on the season now, and I'm sure that will affect the ratings by putting us somewhere in the Platinum 1 bracket. That's the hope, at least. We don't want to fall to Platinum 2, but Platinum 1 should be where we sit now, is my guess. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll catch you in the next one, y'all. See ya.